Yo, and welcome back to Dan Escapes. In today's episode, I'm going to be taking you through my updated gym. Yes, there have been some changes since my last video. So before we get into it, please subscribe to this channel and like this video as it really helps and I'll really appreciate it. But yeah, let's get on with the episode. So the first change we made is create a dedicated space for our gym. Because of this extended lockdown, gyms are closing and it's something that we really miss, so we wanted to create a dedicated space where we can work out rather than have all the equipment scattered all over the flat. So we've now moved our bed, which used to be here, and it's now in the back room, which is a bit smaller, and we created this office slash gym space. So because I'm working from home a lot now, I've got a dedicated desk, and now we've got a dedicated gym, which is perfect. So the next purchase we made were these mats here. They are a lot thicker than our old ones. They are 40 millimeters thick instead of 10 millimeters. These are 1 meter by 1 meter instead of 60 centimeters by 60 centimeters. So we've got 4 in total, so that gives us 2 meters squared. Because of the added thickness, it means we can drill jiu-jitsu moves really nicely in here. We can't spar. If we had 3 meters squared, it would be perfect for sparring, but 2 meters is just a bit too small for that. But what we found with these mats over the old ones was because they're a lot thicker and built better, they hold together nicely. Seeing the jigsaw pattern here, they don't rip apart, whereas with the previous ones, you'd do a burpee or something and they just pull apart and slide away. So these ones are nice and firmly placed in ground. They do slide a little bit. You could combat that by putting some rubber underneath to stop it from sliding on this wooden floor, but you know, I can just put a kettlebell at the end and it won't move at all. So yeah, they're a lot better than the old ones we had, which is perfect. So the next purchases we made were 2 extra kettlebells. We've got a 32 kilogram and a 12 kilogram. These were perfect because with the heavier one we could do deadlifts, squats, so those heavy lifts that we missed doing with the Olympic barbells, which we don't have at home. And the 12 was perfect as there were some moves with the 16 that I couldn't do, and 9 was just too light, so this is a nice in-betweener. So the build quality of these kettlebells aren't as great as my ones that I have back here. They kind of a bit rough around the handles, so when you're doing clean swings or snatches, it tends to be like a cheese grater on your hand, which isn't very pleasant, but hopefully we can fix that by sanding it down and adding some glossy paint to make it smooth. So yeah, this is our main equipment that we use. You know, the Bowflex, some bands, skipping rope, and then things that you might not have seen are boxing gloves and boxing pads. That's a great option to work out now because we've got this square space that we can work out in. We can do some boxing. Also, I've got my recovery section here, which I've got my therapy gun and foam roller. So if you haven't seen my review of the therapy gun, go and click in the right hand corner of this video now. But yeah, obviously the scales, which we talked about in my last videos. This is all the equipment that we really need, to be honest. So the equipment I use the most in this gym is firstly the Bowflex. This has been a lifesaver during this quarantine lockdown time. Then next would be the kettlebells, great for building my strength and explosiveness. And then also these bands, they do a great workout and also great for traveling if you ever do that now, I guess. As a lot more people are investing in home gyms now, it's becoming really hard to find equipment online. So before you actually purchase your equipment, make sure you do your research on the website first. Make sure, because a lot of people are saying they can ship it, but it's not actually in stock. So you're gonna have to wait like months before it comes in. There was a time when we were looking at getting a Olympic lifting set. So a bar, some weights and a squat rack. But as I was looking around, so many sites said they had them available and I was like, this looks a bit wary, I've never heard of this site. Went to their Instagram and saw loads of people complaining in the comments, so saying they haven't received their order, nothing's been happened, saying this is a scam. So be wary of websites now. So when I bought these kettlebells, I went to Powerhouse Fitness, hadn't really checked them out before, so I did my research online. They had a mixed bag of reviews online, but you kind of have to read through them, make sure they're legit. And it said these ones were in stock and they came within a week of ordering them. So I'm pretty pleased that they turned up rather than it being a scam or they saying they had it in stock, but they didn't. Another good place when looking for Olympic barbells and weights was on Facebook Marketplace. Quite a lot of people are either selling off their equipment because they're moving house, or they bought it and realized they don't actually use it, so they prefer the money. So definitely worth checking on Facebook Marketplace and maybe sites like Gumtree and eBay. When building your own budget home gym, what I recommend is getting some decent flooring first. So some people like to kit it out with rubber flooring. If I was doing heavier weights, I'd probably do the same and then put these foam mats on top. But even if you can get some of these foam mats here that are 1x1, then they're great for just doing normal circuits on, doing weights like kettlebells, push-ups, sit-ups, because they're nice and padded. You can even do yoga on them. So definitely flooring is my recommendation. If you're getting into strength, maybe start with some bands like here, you know, getting a set of bands, going up heavy weights. You know, they don't take up any room at all, and then you can do so many different exercises with them. So like resistance squats, deadlifts, push-ups. If you've got somewhere sturdy you can attach it to, you can do like pulls and rows. So yeah, great piece of equipment. Also, they're perfect, like I mentioned earlier, for taking on traveling. So if you're going on long stints of travel and you're going to be in hotel rooms or Airbnbs where you don't have access to a gym, then take these. They're great for shoulder mobility, stretching as well. Just a great versatile piece of equipment and not that expensive. If you want to upgrade your strength equipment, obviously then kettlebells I would suggest. Again, I've got a nice range. I've got 32, 24, 20, 16, 12 and a 9. If you're starting out with kettlebells, I'd say start small and then work your way up. And then, you know, the best one is probably like getting up to a 16 to do all the moves. So you probably want to start on like an 8, 12 and then progress to the 16. And then if you feel that becomes too light, then you can go heavier. So if you want to do heavy squats, heavy deadlifts, then definitely the 32, maybe even 28, those will be great for that. Also, you can add resistance bands to your kettlebells to make your workouts even harder. You can then invest in some dumbbells. I recommend getting the adjustable ones, but they are very expensive. But with those, they don't take up much room at all. Because I'm a kettlebell fan, I haven't bothered with getting dumbbells. And then when it comes to cardio machines like this, you can invest in something like a spin bike, which has a low footprint and is very quiet, unlike a treadmill, which is quite big, cumbersome. And then if you're living in a flat, your neighbors below will really hate you. I did want to get an Airdyne, but as I said in my Bowflex video, I got this one because it's quieter. So, you know, a resistance trainer like this is perfect, small footprint, but obviously it comes with a price tag. If you're willing to pay that, it's definitely worth it. But yeah, everything else, you know, obviously if I could, I'd have a full-on squat rack with barbells and weighted bumper plates, but you know, we don't have the room for that, and it's quite expensive and very hard to get now these days. It might be something in the future that we look at getting, but as for now, I'm happy with just these kettlebells right here. But yeah, that's it for today's episode. If you enjoyed my home gym tour, then give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions about what equipment you would like to buy, then let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to stay safe, stay positive, have fun, and I shall see you in the next one.